TV Channel 21. And I am Stephen the Black Star. I am Stephen Black Butterfly Carter. I'm your host. And I have an exciting next 25 minutes for you and with one of my favorite people. I'm going to tell you his name because you want to start calling and tell folks that Daniel Texador Parker, member of the Divine Nine, my good friend, my good D9 brother from Q Sci-Fi.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
Show your stuff. Yeah. This member and I, we've been having a little repartee for years. But I've got to give a shout out initially. This program is sponsored by the Black Star Project and is in memory of Philip Jackson, the founder of the Black Star Project, and continuing under the leadership of Gloria Smith. You should know that and keep that in mind. I want to do these shout outs right now in case we get run out of time. Shout out to Mr. Darius Hillman, the executive director of CAN TV, who's making this possible for organizations like the Black Star Project to bring things of importance to the community. That's what he has done, and he's been supportive of us in the Black Star Project, so I always have to give a shout out to him. Shout out to our studio producer today. That's Imani Payne. Imani, wave at the audience. I see you waving. Waving at the audience. Okay, she's waving. Thank her, because it would not be possible for us to have such a good program without Imani. Also, absolutely. I've got to give a shout out to my producers and associate producers, and that's Dr. Mike Washington and Ellis Taylor. Thank you, folks, for making this possible. Daniel Texador, I love saying your middle name. You might have to have some background about that. It just goes. He has been a person that has brought art and art of the African diaspora into my life and talked about his importance. He's been a lecturer, professor at Olive Harvey College, DuSable High School.
Yes.
Oh, man, you got a rich history in Bronzeville.
Absolutely.
My goodness, you have so much going. Tell us about what you're doing lately and what you're doing as an art curator, as a gallerist, etc. Tell our audience.
Well, I have a gallery in Bridgeport. It's called Daniel Texador Parker Gallery of Authentic African Art. And it's at 3636 South Iron, IRON. And we participate in the Artist Walk that occurs there every third Friday from 5 to 9:30.
And don't
so
miss
I
it.
really would love to see you there.
We're going to get a chance for you to talk about that. Remind folks, you got your pencil and paper. He's going to talk about it again. Where you will come on third Friday.
Third Friday
of the month.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Dan, tell us what inspired you to get into artifacts of the African diaspora. It was something in your early on in life. Tell us about that, because it's a unique story.
Yeah, well, I grew up on the south side of Chicago.
South side?
Yes.
In Bronzeville? Okay.
Yes. And my mother would take us. I had 5 siblings. There are 6 of us. And she would take us to secondhand stores to get furniture and other artifacts.
Not Marshall Fields?
Not Marshall Fields. We weren't ready for Marshall Fields. No, sir. And so, doing, she would also purchase little artifacts.
About how old were you when you first started doing that? You remember?
6, 7, 8.
So you were early prodigy.
Early. And so my job was to make sure that my little siblings would not break the art. You know?
Okay.
So I began to understand art and whatnot, not understanding the whole comprehension of art, but at least beginning to feel, touch, and know that it was of value to somebody, particularly my mother.
Okay.
And then I had the great fortune of
Tell a
having
story. Tell a story.
Dr. Margaret Burroughs
Okay.
be my art instructor at DuSable.
Let me see. How
High
many
School.
people out there, wave your hands, that were inspired by Dr. Burroughs at either DuSable High School or when at the DuSable Museum of African American History, right? Look at all those people out there watching tonight.
Certainly. And so, it was my freshman year, and this little petite lady wore an afro. And that was really a no-no in 1954.
She was iconoclastic always, early on, right?
Yes.
And you like that iconic personality persona of hers.
I love the persona, but none of us really understood the afro because, we all wanted good hair.
I was going to say, you say good hair, bad
good hair.
Oh,
meant
Lord,
straight hair, and everybody was straightening their hair. And here this little lady comes out with an afro.
Oh, boy.
But had it for art. And she did more than teach us art. She taught us about ourselves and to love ourselves and that we were beautiful. We were beautiful. Our hair, our skin, our nose, our lips.
She was black and beautiful before Black and Beautiful.
Long before black was beautiful, she was black and beautiful. Yes.
What an inspiration. But
yes.
Was it when you got to college at Roosevelt University where you started really getting into? How did you get into the art itself?
Well, when I got in college, the 60s began to swell up.
Black Power.
And Black Power and all of this. And we started the process of loving our blackness.
That was a big jump back
Yes,
then.
we started the process of loving our blackness. And in so doing, I graduated college. I moved to North Side, and I used to go into some of those same type secondhand stores that my mom would go to, but only then they called them antique shops.
Antique shops, okay.
The same stores.
Okay. Yeah.
And in these antique shops, they would have these precious little African objects in the corner, on the desk, covered up, and I began to see them.
You said they were covered up.
Yep, covered up. And they didn't know what they were, and but I had some inkling of what they were.
And the value.
Yes,
And the value. And the importance.
The importance. Didn't know the value, just the importance. And so I would then slowly purchase them, and then I would buy books.
Were you a collector at that point?
Oh no, I was
Not yet.
I was a poor I was a poor teacher at that point.
Okay.
I was a poor teacher for public school teacher.
Salary wise, you were a great teacher.
Yes.
But okay, I understand the poor teacher.
Yes. And but I would purchase books that would tell me what this piece was, and slowly I began to develop a collection of African art and a collection of books.
You were a collector before you knew you were a collector, right?
I was.
People you don't have to have a big gallery to be a collector, right?
And that's the announcement I want to make to you out there. Many of you are collectors without realizing you are collectors. Because for me, a collector was this person who had a lot of money, and was rich, and they kept it under cloak and dagger, and we couldn't. It's in a dark house, and we couldn't dare go in and see it, and all of that.
They kept it all to themselves. Even our art.
our art.
That's another
Yes.
thing too. That's another story
That's
in
another
itself, right?
story. Another story. Yes. Yes.
Well, you have been a journalist and a writer because we worked together at the Chicago Defender back in the 60s, mid 60s, about 63. We were writers for the Chicago Defender's collegiate page, and you were contributing articles. I was the editor of the collegiate page at the time, but that's where I guess our D9 engagement and brotherhood really began back then, even though the South Park then was Fraternity
Yes.
Row.
Yes, it was.
43rd?
Yes, yes.
Q House?
Q House on 43rd.
What was on 44th and King Drive? South Park.
I think it
You
was.
better say it. I'll
think
say it for you. Alpha Phi Alpha.
Alpha Phi Alpha.
The Sigma
yeah.
House was where?
Yeah, Sigma House was on 49th.
Okay.
And the
Kappa House?
Kappa House was on
47th.
in Ellis.
And Ellis.
Yes, yes.
And that was
all in that area.
That
right?
D9
Yeah.
brothers, the brotherhood, fraternity, was something that has come about, that has been our strength, I know, and part of our brotherhood. And
It was. Because remember, back in those days, we didn't have the outlets of social outlets. So we were part of our own entertainment.
Right, everything,
and great entertainment we were.
Saturday
Great
night at a
entertainment.
pledge party.
Yes,
They call it
pledge
stepping
parties.
shows now
Yes,
or
yes.
something else, but we had those pledge parties.
Pledge parties, yes, every weekend.
Well, I say that lead in because you may have had your journalistic impulses before that, but I know you had them at the Defender. You've got a book. Can you flash your book and tell us how you decided to write a book?
Yeah.
Let me get it out here. Turn on. Okay, very good. Hold it up a little bit. Good.
Entitled African Art, the Diaspora and Beyond. And it's on Amazon.
This is a fabulous. You see how thick it is. You can see what Dan has put together in this is really a true history of art of the African diaspora. A lot of it contains many of the Chicago artists and icons. Talk about that a little bit.
Yes. Well, let's go back to
Go ahead.
the beginning. I was living at a beautiful place on Drexel in a big house. I shared with my sister, and we were moving. And I didn't think that I would ever be able to display my art again. So I had the idea, I better write a book. I better write a book.
You can.
And so I started writing this book, and hence we have African Art, the Diaspora and Beyond.
So it's African artifacts that are part of your collection?
Yes.
There are
Paintings. Yes. Sculptures.
Sculpture.
Yes.
and it's like having a museum. He had his museum was his home, his condo.
Yes.
And it's grown even further. Do you have some examples, by the way, of some of the artifacts that you've been collecting over the years?
Yeah, I do. This is the kind of mask I have
Can I
in
hold
my
it for you?
gallery.
I'm
It's
gonna hold
called
it
a
for you.
Bakuba mask. It's from Zaire, formulated Zaire, the National Republic of the Congo is where this mask is from. And I don't know if the viewers can see the wonderful design patterns of these artists.
Yeah, good.
Do great
right in the
work.
middle, yeah.
Now, if you're not familiar with the Bakuba
You want me to hold
mask, yes, please. You're familiar with the
patterns?
cloth, Cuba cloth, where they make all kinds of things from this cloth. I also have pillows they make clothing from this cloth, all from the National Republic of the Congo.
Let me ask you a bit about this mask.
Yes.
These masks were utilitarian. It wasn't just to put on the wall. Am I correct there?
That's a very, very, very important point. All of African art, unlike European art, was utilitarian. For example, this mask was only worn by
I don't want you to hide your face. Okay,
by
good.
unmarried males.
Okay.
So the females would stay away from this mask. This mask was like put on a shelf out of their sights. The only time it was worn is when the men would wear it, and it was for only for unmarried men.
Did men have to be virgins too to wear this mask?
I can't answer that. I don't know.
They were eligible anyway, right?
But they were in fact unmarried, and so it's a beautiful
But how old
mask.
does this go back? How many years does it go back? Approximately.
I have had it for 60 years,
Like a
and it
6-0?
was old 6-0. And many of the things in my gallery, that's why I call it authentic African art, because they're artifacts from the 19th century. They're very old pieces, authentic pieces. Now you would say, well, what makes something authentic? Well, these are objects that were actually used in a African ceremony. All my work was used in an African ceremony, which qualifies it as authentic.
Which countries have you gone to in collecting art over these years that you've become even a bigger collector?
Well, I've been to Senegal about 5 times. I've been to Ghana, South Africa, that's all over Africa. I've yet to go to one of the places I really want to go is Egypt.
That's still on your bucket list?
It's on my bucket list.
Okay.
On my bucket list.
And I think one thing, you have prepared yourself for
Yes.
that trip. I'm trying to take this from him. Actually, you can see this. He has, what would you call this? Is it a walking stick or is it a cane or what?
It's a staff.
It's a staff.
It's a staff that I use as a walking stick. And it's almost like a totem with masks on top of each other. And it's a beautiful totem from...
And who do the figures represent? Do they represent deities? Do they represent leaders or heroes or what?
Well, they represent all of that. For example, this was an older person in the community that they revered. And he was put on this totem.
I knew there was a story behind this,
Yes.
besides just being a utilitarian.
Yes,
And it is utilitarian.
Yeah, very much so. Very
I
much
would
so.
guess that this is not utilitarian. I mean, this is utilitarian. There's
That's
no-
European with no meaning, no significant meaning whatsoever.
Oh, but it's
Except
utilitarian for
it
sure.
helps you walk.
I don't know who left this here,
Helps
but-
you in the walking. Yes,
I have to give it
yes,
to
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You felt the need to write the book. Mm-hmm. And why? Why is your book important to the African American community?
Well, we
There's somebody looking at you who wants
as
to talk to you.
we as African Americans sometimes forget that our history goes back further than anyone else's history.
What?
We think that we began here in the United States. So as great as this country can be,
I like that.
we didn't begin here. We didn't begin here. And I always say to my classes, we're probably the most mixed race people on earth. So no matter what you're mixed with, your origin is in Africa. Your origin is right here.
You got to tell me something.
Origin is in Africa.
Tell me, when you started lecturing at Olive Harvey and wherever you
Chicago
lectured,
State.
Chicago State, what was the reaction of the students of something that was probably new and revealing to them? What struck you about that?
What struck me is how readily the students embrace what they were hearing. Many people want to say, "Oh, They didn't want to hear that. No, the students, it was like pouring into an empty vessel. They were receptive, and it was enlightening.
What was it? What were they most surprised about? Is the antiquity of our civilization, our culture? What was the most surprising part for them? They said, oh, "My goodness, I didn't know that."
Of the many things that we invented, the objects that we use every day were invented by black people, like the stoplight, something as simple as that, you know. So they didn't realize our ingenious as a people.
Our creativity, etc. Okay.
Yeah, not only
And how it affects
creativity,
us.
but ingenious as a people. Yes.
You've got some things that you told me about. I'd like you to read something from your book. You got some glasses right there.
Yeah,
But you
yeah.
have some things that I know that the audience wants to hear about.
Well, what in my book, I did a lot of research with this book, and I went all the way to Africa to do research. I also went to Puerto Rico because my dad was from Puerto Rico.
That's where
do
the
research.
Texador comes in?
That's where the Texador comes from.
I love saying Texador.
And I wanted to particularly go to Puerto Rico because many of the Yoruba people, the people from West Africa, was brought to Puerto Rico. And this part, particularly part of Puerto Rico, and I went and I gleaned a lot of information. But just one thing on part of my book that says reflections, I think it gives the essence of what I feel a person of African descent needs to hear. When one enters a room filled with art from one's ancestry, it is more than simply a special feeling of pride. The art truly becomes an extension of one's cultural memory. In addition, for one of African ancestry, it is not only cerebral, but also emotional, as the art may form a cocoon surround, therefore offering a sense of well-being and fulfillment. For some, this experience may psychologically complete the cycle of life. For the images reflected in the art may inform us of the past, unfold the present, and allow us to project into the future.
This brief time we have left, Dan, can I get you to tell folks where they can come and experience Art of the African Diaspora, the artifacts, the paintings, everything that you have, and where do they go for that? Please,
Okay.
get your pencil and paper, folks.
Again, come to 3535 South Iron Street.
Iron's just a little bit past west of Ashland.
West of Racine.
Racine, okay.
Racine. And it's Suite 227.
It's a magnificent place. But go ahead,
It
please.
is magnificent. And if you want a private showing, because it's a wonderful, wonderful space, and you may want to see it, just to see it, called 773.
Write this down. 773. I'm going to repeat. Go ahead.
420
420
7474.
7474. Please
Yes.
get on the phone, make the reservation. It's a place to bring your kids It's not like, it's more than just being in a parade at Macy's Thanksgiving parade.
Yeah.
Your history is right there in
Your,
artifacts.
your legacy. Your
Your
legacy. Yes.
Dan, when you want any closing remarks you want to tell our audience, and what other places should they be going to, the galleries in Chicago? Give a quick summary.
Well, I really want to talk about the gallery Pigment.
Pigment International? Okay.
International just had a wonderful exposition on African art. They had black artists from all over the United States and even the world. And so we must understand we are everywhere.
And on that note, guess what?
What?
They're saying wrap up.
Okay.
You and I got to wrap. Here's the way
Okay.
we wrap up. Put your arm up.
Okay.
Can't find your face. All right, to our D9 brothers and sisters, please get involved. Come see what Dan and other artists of the African Diaspora, galleries of the African Diaspora have to offer. Thank you, Dan.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
You get an encore performance for sure. 'Cause
My
I know the
pleasure.
calls are going to
Thank
come
you.
in. Thank you, folks, for being here with us today.